For all the best boxing content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and punch that bell for notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, brought to you by Lou DiBella's DiBella Entertainment, Azad Watches, and the Underground Clown. This bout scheduled for 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. Judges ringside, Larry Hazard Jr., John McKay, and Steve Weisfeld. Your referee for this contest, David Fields. Introducing first, to my left, he is boxing out of the blue corner. He wears white with red. Official weight, 233 pounds. Professional record, 10 wins. He has 3 defeats, 4 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Humacao, Puerto Rico, and now fighting out of the Bronx, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Mejias. And his opponent across the ring, boxing out of the red corner. He wears blue with white. Official weight, an even 220 pounds. He has a perfect professional record with 10 victories, 8 of those coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Harlem, New York, Tor Hamer.
It's Harlem against the Bronx, guys.
Okay, gentlemen, we're scheduled about 6 rounds. You both know the rules. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Heavyweights, tail of the tape, Brian.
Well, Mejias, he has the weight, the age, and the height in his favor. Though Tor Hamer has the undefeated record in his favor.
Steve?
Well, Tor Hamer, interesting, named after Thor, the god of thunder. They're making a movie about Thor. I don't think Tor got the role, and I'm surprised he didn't get the role. He's such a master self-promoter.
Well, he's an impressive guy. His resume outside the ring, Penn State graduate in business. Thought about grad school or become heavyweight champion. I don't know what would be harder. As long as the clinch goes around,
Yeah, I know.
I think I'd stay at school. And here we see Hamer in the blue. Will he start fast? He's probing to the body already. 2 heavyweights, they already look active. A lot of movement from these guys. Hamer digs with the right hand and misses low. He sees openings to the body, it seems like. Mejias in mostly white, and the Puerto Rican flag colors, gets clipped with a left hook.
I was just about to say I wouldn't be surprised if Tor Hamer gets hit repeatedly with left hooks this fight. If you look at his movement, even when he jabs, he leans in to his left side. Right hand goes down slightly. He's open for a counter left hook every time he moves in.
Let's see if they can exploit. Hamer in the blue and white, Penn State colors, really. Alexis Mejias of the Bronx, fighting out of the Bronx, in mostly white. Not throwing a lot of shots, Steve.
Nice right hand right on the button by Hamer. But, you know, I think of Tor Hamer as more of an athletic heavyweight. He's not the biggest guy, but because he's not the biggest guy, when he fights fighters with long reaches, he's going to have to get inside and be somewhat aggressive, which may not always fit his fighter profile.
Point well taken. He'll be forced to do things that is not in his temperament.
I mean, the heavyweight division today, you know, if you're 6'4", 230, you're middle of the pack, size-wise.
Oh, wow, yeah. Let him weigh in and do something when he's in there, like now. But it's Mejias holding him up, and finally, David Fields breaks him. Mejias just not throwing enough shots. He's trying to see how Hamer moves, what he has, how hard he hits. He's backing up and trying to throw counter shots, but he's running into stuff instead now as Hamer forces the play.
A lot of herky-jerky movement from Hamer on the outside. That's pretty effective, though, against a tall guy who wants to use his jab. It's taking away Mejia's jab.
And Mejia is 6'4". He has reach and height and weight on Hamer. But not aggression as we end round 1.
Alexis just needs to be a little bit more confident in his height, his reach, be a little bit more confident. Work the jab.
Oh, and Hamer walked into a left hand.
Yes.
But no punches strung together by Mejias.
I still think he lacked the confidence. Once he get that confidence, then he'll snap his punches.
Looking to time Hamer. Hamer feinting, but not firing on the way in, so he's sort of walking in, trying to get Mejias to bite and maybe counter him. End of round 1. We head to round 2, and the talk in the corner of Alexis Mejias is, let that right hand go. He's trying to work off the jab, but most have been single shots. Hamer in the blue has been active, a little bit sloppy, but hasn't been made to pay much. See if anything changes the texture of this fight in the second round. Hamer looks a little bit more aggressive.
I wonder if Hamer's trying for a knockout because he knows Mejias has been stopped in his past 2 fights in the first round. That puts a little pressure on Tor Hamer to get rid of this guy.
It could, yes. He's definitely picked up the pace.
Well, we spoke about this before the fight, Steve, tonight. And his last fight, I don't count that. Derek Rossi, 6'5", 6'6", 270 pounds, and he walked into a punch.
You mean Mejias?
Mejias, I'm sorry, yes. He walked into a punch with Derek Rossi.
And Rossi very much the veteran.
Right.
He's been in with some tough dudes.
Some swelling under the left eye of Mejias.
So, it's very early, but what do you want to see more of in Tor Hamer?
With Tor Hamer, I think he's doing exactly what he should be doing. Be aggressive, at times switch up, jump back on the outside and work a jab, but for the most part, stay in and work, just like that.
Yeah, he's looking for the uppercut inside, so it's good that he's staying busy, it looks like, inside.
You always want to see a good work rate from Tor Hamer. I think he's a little anxious. He seems a little anxious to me.
He does, and very wild Mejias with the uppercut from outside could be dangerous. Over the top of the right hand, partially lands by Hamer.
I'd like to see Tor Hamer box with his mouth closed, which he hasn't done for this entire round.
And to criticize a little bit more, at least constructively, to come in behind that jab.
Well, I would like to see Mejias jab to either the point of the chin of Tor or the chest of Tor. Because Tor comes in kind of low on an angle. Look how he comes in. Jab, aim to the point of his chin or his chest.
And Mejias complaining now that he's been hit behind the head.
He's complaining to the ref, hey ref, I'm in a fight here. Help me out. I don't understand what he's complaining about.
Although he did get hit in the back of the head a couple of times.
Okay, it's a fight.
But
if the
that's a
ref
foul.
Don't catch it,
That's a foul.
If the ref don't catch it, don't complain.
Well, I just forewarn him for the next time. Good body work from Hamer. Not everything landed, but then he turned and ripped that right hand across that landed. And he's certainly got Mejias' attention now. Mejias looking for openings, but not able to create anything offensively.
Yeah, Mejias has become strictly defensive. This is what, the second round?
Yeah.
Strictly defensive-minded, I mean. Although he's not running and grabbing, he's defensive-minded.
Round 3, and Mejias has got to get busier. He's in the white and the Puerto Rican colors, and in the dark blue and white is Tor Hamer, who's had things his way, but his look far less than stellar. He has tried to go to the body, wrap the jab there, try to open up something else up top. Hamer moving in behind the jab, that time with the right hand. So moving in behind the jab paid dividends.
Because he was trying to get out of the way of punches. If you could see a punch coming, slip to the side. Don't try to run from it.
Yeah, he just blinded him with that jab to what was coming next, and it was a right-handed drop. Mejias. Very early here in the third round. Let's see what happens. Hamer certainly not getting ahead of himself. You know, the single shot, it's not like he had Mejias half out. Mejias seems recovered, but again, as Brian alluded to, nothing offensively from him. He's got to put punches together and get into this fight, because right now it's playing out as early as it is to a 10-8 round and close to an insurmountable lead for Tor Hamer.
Hamer can't get satisfied now. He's got to get busy again. He has to be a busy heavyweight. That's going to be one of the keys to his success.
And
Very tries.
he has to learn how to force his action on guys. Not always guys are going to stand there and allow you to punch on him. Like Mejias, he has to learn how to get inside. Right there, he has to learn how to work inside. He's not even trying right now.
Yeah, he's trying to create angles that looks from outside and pick a good angle to create an opportunity, but like here, moving to look for an opening, but now not very effective as they tie up.
Yeah, that really ever since the knockdown, Hamer's been effective with his feet, but not with his fists.
There you go.
See right there, Tor Hamer have to learn how to either spin off, use the guy weight against him, work the uppercuts on the inside, get out of there, spin off, get off him, there you go. But he threw not one punch. He got off the rope, didn't throw a punch.
Mejias was doing a few decent things there. He's bodying, muscling, and trying to land some shots in close. He's cut below the left eye, is Mejias. Tries to land that right hand, and now tying up. A little elbow work from Hamer. David Willis takes a look, lets him fight. They have a free hand, and now he'll break him.
Look at Tor Hamer's mouth, wide open. There's only 3 reasons you box with your mouth wide open. 1, your mouthpiece doesn't fit. 2, you can't breathe through your nose because it's bloody. Or 3, you're exhausted, so you're gasping for air. All 3 reasons. I don't see any nosebleed. And he shouldn't be tired. He weighs 220, which is a good weight for him, lighter than he's been.
Look at the blood streaming down the left eye.
Yeah, below that left eye, so it's not danger of stopping anything. I saw Hamer use some elbow work there, probably
with a shoulder.
Punch, though. Shoulder.
Through his shoulder, frustration.
Hamer off a big round, that knockdown in round 3. He's in the blue on the right. And we're at BB King's on 42nd Street. Steve Farhart, Brian Adams, and I'm Nick Charles. Delighted you could be with us for Broadway Boxing. These are heavyweights. Hamer from Harlem, 10-0 now with 8 KOs, but not a hellacious puncher by any means. And a good test for him now as Alex Mejias going in with those 2 coming off those 2 first-round TKO losses. But already he's a stayer here as we move to the 4th. And
nice uppercut by Mejias. Tor coming in. See, Tor gets frustrated. And when he gets frustrated, there's opportunities for his opponent to pot shot and quite possibly hurt him because he's so mentally occupied with trying to be perfect.
Mejias just has to get busier. You know, foundationally, he's not bad. He moves and he doesn't look like he's totally fatigued by any means. He's been dropped, but he's just not letting his hands go. He's waiting on Hamer.
And I don't understand the mindset of Mejias because 10 wins, 3 losses. It's not like you have a losing record where you call yourself a journeyman mentally. But he's fighting like he has 20, 30 losses and 5 wins.
Now, here comes the warning. Here comes the warning.
Well, I think, Brian, the answer to that is 2 first-round knockout losses in a row. That'll destroy your confidence. And also, Mejias, no amateur background whatsoever, not one. Right. Where Tor Hamer was a national Golden Gloves champ in 2008 and a Daily News New York Golden Glove champ in 07 and 08. So big difference in the amateur backgrounds of these 2. And Tor Hamer, just an excellent athlete. He's been a martial artist. He's been a fencer.
And the martial arts thing, we'll talk about the next round. But he said something real interesting about his martial arts background.
Nice body shot from Hamer. Hamer now walking to Mejias. He's got Mejias backing up, not throwing anything. So Hamer controlling texture here, flow of this fight.
But he's allowing Mejias to tie him up after he throws two shots. Look, 2 punches, he's tied him. He has to learn how to get better in that area.
Well, he should be pressuring him more. The other guy's not throwing any shots.
No, he actually shouldn't be pressuring. He should feint. Make Mejias reach out to grab him or something, then work off of that.
Mejias doesn't seem interested in doing that.
See, look, every time he moves forward, Mejias, reaches in.
Now they punch together, and it's Hamer coming. 2 rounds to go. Alexis Mejias arguably hasn't won a single round. What's the first thing this guy should start doing? I mean, he's fallen hopelessly behind.
Nick, you know what frustrates me watching him, to answer your question? You both have touched on it. He's done some things well, but this is a typical heavyweight. They don't have the conditioning very often to fight 3 minutes a round or 6 full rounds because they're not in great condition. And it's frustrating, and it's part of the reason heavyweights, to me, are not pure fighters, a lot of them. They don't have to make weight. They fight because the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is gigantic for heavyweights. And to me, Mejias is a perfect example. He's not in great shape.
That's an excellent assessment. I know it bugs you with justification, Steve.
Yeah, I don't love heavyweights. I don't love watching heavyweights. I admit it.
You know, people like big guys who can knock people out. But that said, you got to throw punches and you got to be in condition to do it. I understand power being a natural thing, but he hasn't even tried to put 2 punches together.
But see, for the general boxing fans, that's one thing I don't understand. You just said people love big guys who can knock people out. Everybody, the general consensus around this world, the greatest heavyweight was who? Muhammad Ali. Who wasn't a knockout artist.
No. But it's almost like
people went to see
Ali.
Ali.
He was so dazzling.
They went to see Ali dazzle.
But you know what, Brian? Don't forget, he fought knockout artists. Some of the biggest in history, listed Frazier Foreman.
Yeah.
That was part of the appeal.
That danger element, yeah, that he overcame.
But they gravitated to him not because he was a knockout artist.
Not because he was a fighter, because he was a personality.
So here we are 20, 30 years later, everybody wants knockouts, but yet they still call Ali the greatest.
Well, not everybody. I mean, I understand. I think a lot of the people want big guys to knock people out, but we love watching little guys with big punches as well. I look at Vasquez, Marquez, guys like that, and that's a slip.
Yeah, that wasn't a knockdown.
Oh, we go on and on. Guys who can thrill you, little men with plenty of power who throw lots of shots.
And to connect this fight to what we're talking about with the heavyweight division, Tor Hamer understands very well the potential of a big-name heavyweight. And he's using boxing as a springboard to potentially something entirely different to make his name. He's a very bright young man, markets himself well, and he's told me himself, hey, if I can turn this into something profitable for myself before I reach the top, then I'll leave boxing. So he's not necessarily 100% committed to going all the way and winning the heavyweight title.
Nice stiff jab here by Mejias.
Well, I like the way Hamer looks all of a sudden as he's trying to put something together off the jab.
Well, this is what
nice
you
right
want to
hand.
see.
Well, he looks much busier and fresher again. It was that lull a little bit halfway through this fight.
Well, because Mejias was just trying to survive. Tor Hamer understands that, recognizes that. Now he's trying to step up his attack.
End of 5, only 1 to go.
Learning experience. Good work. You ain't got nothing for you, my knight. Beautiful. Stay back with him on the jab. Keep moving left. Move to the right. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, 6th and final round.
So we're going the distance, it looks like. 6th and final, Alexis Mejias to the Bronx and Harlem's undefeated Tor Hamer.
And the reason why I do think it'll go the distance is because Tor's going to be too focused on trying to get a knockout the last round.
There's that right cross. Off the jab, and that left hook, sweeping hook lands as Hamer tries to follow up, and Mejias is doing very little. He tries to catch Hamer coming in with the uppercut from a distance.
Well, what do they say, Steve? When you go for the knockout, you don't get it.
Just like a home run. When you go for the home run, you strike out. But you know what? That was a beautiful combination by Hamer. A wide left hook and a right down the middle. I've seen a lot of fighters, especially recently, Lennox Lewis against Hasim Rahman specifically, score knockouts with that same punch. That wide left hook seems to blind the fighter. The right down the middle catches him right on the button.
Especially with tight defenses. When the left hook comes, you move your right hand slightly over. It opens up. the middle for the straight right hand.
I'd like to see Hamer try that combination again.
Hamer moving forward now. He gets tied up. 2 minutes to go in this fight. We'll see how Hamer closes. Mejias is here to survive. He hasn't thrived any of these rounds. He's been on the floor. Now he'll shove Hamer off him.
But even if Tor, which I do believe he'll go the distance, with this, he should be happy with this performance. I think this is one of his better performances that I've seen. I've seen maybe 4 or 5 of his fights.
What do you like so much, Brian?
I like the fact that he stayed aggressive, he stayed focused. He got frustrated a little in spots, but he stayed focused, he stayed on attack. Each round he tried to win. And that's what you want to see. As long as a guy tries to win, they're going to give him effort.
Mejias isn't trying now. He's dancing out of danger or holding on. So he's way in or way out, but not punching.
Now, Hamer has certainly chopped up Mejias. His lip is bleeding, left eye is bleeding, he's red around the right eye.
Knee here.
Now, I've said it before, Steve. I'm a boxer at heart. I love boxers. I always give boxers the benefit of the doubt. But come on now, be real.
Well,
I don't know what he's down for.
Well, it looks like a low blow.
He said he got hit. He told Dave Phil, I got hit low.
I didn't see it.
Dave Phil stepped in and said, keep it up. As soon as Dave Phil told him to keep it up, he took one knee. Now he's hurt. He wasn't hurt when he was complaining.
Well, they gave him the time. It's purely academic here.
I mean, there's a big sign that says exit to our right, Steve. That's the way he should go if he's looking for a way out.
Get the spare ribs first, Mejias.
Right hand by Mejias. His best punch in many moons. Over the top goes Hamer, and then an uppercut. He's getting a little right hand happy, but now he's letting his hands go, Hamer. Looking to land the hook.
And Mejias, because he's falling in and grabbing a lot, he's taking a lot of the leverage away from Hamer. Hamer's got to use those feet not only to come forward, but sometimes to take a half step back.
Yeah. Well, that's, again, a learning process. A guy, he had the amateur career. But
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action here at BB King's, we go to the judges' scorecards. Larry Hazard Jr. scores this bout 60-54. Judge John McKay scores this bout 60-53. And Steve Weisfeld scored this contest 59-54. All for your winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated, Tor